Coming to you from the studios of STL TV in Forest Park, it's the best of the STL. On tonight's show, inductee of the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame, Lawrence Walls. Founder of the Neo Group STL, Tracy Berry McGee. Founder of the You Make It Happen Foundation, Robert Jones. And heating things up in the kitchen, Chef E from Aren't You Hungry? And tonight's entertainment, a message from Martyrs. And now, here are your hosts, Cassandra Walker and Ivy Hartman.
I'm Cassandra Walker.
And I'm Ivy Hartman.
Welcome.
Yes.
Oh, the best of the STL is going to be rocking tonight.
It is. We've got a great band and a very enthusiastic studio audience. We
I
are
like
singing.
that audience. Yep, they're going to carry us all right, Ivy. They're awesome. I wonder if they want, they're happy it's spring.
That's what I was just thinking. I'm thinking spring fever.
Yes,
a little
spring
bit more.
baseball.
Spring baseball. Bringing
Yes.
home those World Series champions.
Absolutely.
Cardinals.
I think it may happen again.
You know what? I'm all for it.
All right, what do you guys think?
Yeah. World Series parade. Actually, I was just going back and looking at the pictures of the boys and I down at the parade.
Yes.
And that was really some neat memories.
Oh, I bet it was. I bet it was. And Ivy, you look so lovely for spring. I
Thank
love your
you.
colors. You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm hoping it stays nice and warm. Of course, in St. Louis, you never know.
I know. We could be saying this now, and by the time they see it in a couple days in Taiwan, it's freezing outside. Because you know you can catch us on YouTube.
That's right. And you know, another great way to find out about what's going on around St. Louis is to friend us on Facebook. And you can also follow us on Twitter as well.
Absolutely. We call you Tweeple when you do that.
Yes, people. And you know, we stream all of our programming live through our website, stltv.net.
It's a wonderful way to catch us. So I don't want to hear anyone saying, I missed your show.
Right. Right.
It's not possible.
Every once in a while, somebody will say, oh, I caught your show, because I think they've been channel surfing a little bit, and I'll say, oh, great. You know, you can always lock it in online. Yeah.
And you can have it on your phone, your smartphone as well. You know, if anyone ever says you need to see the show, I just whip out my phone, Ivy.
And you know what? The faces stay the same for the most part on the show. Cassandra and I are always joining you, but sometimes we like to switch things up a little bit, bring in a pinch hitter, and we've got the lovely Raina with us this evening.
More often if you can introduce me as lovely every time. Thank you, ladies. You know, we really do have a great show for you tonight. We've got great music, exciting stuff is going on in the kitchen. We've got some great people here that you're going to hear their stories and what they've got going on. And, you know, if you want to join us in the studio audience, all you've got to do is call us at 552-2970. That's 314-552-2970, and you too can be a part of this lovely studio audience. You know what? Speaking of fun in the kitchen, Ivy's over there, so we want to go over there and see what they've got going on. Hi, Ivy.
Hey, you know it's a whole lot of fun. We're throwing rolls. You know what? That's right. Oh, biscuits.
We got bouncing biscuits.
Bouncing biscuits. You never know what kind of biscuits you're going to have or what kind of fun you're going to have in the kitchen with Chef E.
Absolutely.
With Aren't You Hungry?
Aren't you hungry?
Whether
too many.
Two to too many.
Always good. Always plenty. When you think of St. Louis, aren't you hungry? There
Aren't
you go.
You Hungry? Aren'tYouHungry.com. That's it.
Get up. Don't hold it back. Get off.
See, I always say to our producers, I don't even need to be here in the kitchen when Chef E's in the house, because you can just totally run the show yourself over here.
Well, I'm pretty comfortable in the kitchen. Other rooms in the house, not so much. But this one here, you know,
All right, so what are we making in the kitchen?
well, today, in the kitchen, got a little beef, you know, beef brisket.
There we go.
18-hour smoked beef brisket,
Ooh.
when I'm going to put some of my organic, what I call buffalo mild sauce. And I'll explain later on in the show why I call it buffalo mild sauce instead of just barbecue sauce. But I'm absolutely going to demonstrate the absolute perfect way to make rice. We're not going to talk about flavor. just rice. You know, when you go to some of those places and the rice just fall off and it's never sticky and never, it's just always perfect. How they do that? Well, I had an old Asian chef tell me about it. I'm running with, we'll talk about it later. Go on.
Rice is like my kryptonite. Like, I cannot make rice without a rice cooker. Yeah,
But
and that's why I can't wait.
After tonight, anybody who tunes into this will absolutely be a master chef at making rice. The flavor, that's up to you. But the technique is what I'm going to teach
and the texture
you all
and everything.
tonight.
Listen, Chef E has pointed out that it's 2 to too many is who he will serve. He'll come to you wherever you are. He caters big events, small events. He even has a facility so that if you aren't comfortable having, I was telling Chef E, I don't really know if I want to clean my kitchen in my house, but you've got a very special venue for very special people on special occasions.
And we'll talk about that too. And
All
if you do invite us over, let us know that your oven ain't clean, please. I mean, you come over there and you got all kinds of stuff in your oven. We'll take care of that. I got a crew that'll do that for you, you know.
That's not part of, I like that it's part of it.
We'll do it. We'll leave your kitchen clean.
Oh, good. I like it. I like it a whole lot. You know what? It's been a lot of fun being here with you. Unfortunately, you and I'll catch up a little bit later in the show. Raina's going to have the pleasure in a minute or two. But Cassandra, in the meantime, is going to have the pleasure to introduce our very first guest, who is a Hall of Famer.
Thank you so much, Ivy. I'm thinking, is my oven clean? Better make sure it is before Chef E comes. Our first guest presided over a football dynasty at Sumner High School for over a decade of his coaching career. Through his successful career, he had many honors bestowed upon him. Most recently, he was inducted into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. We are so happy to have him here with us. Please help us welcome Coach Lawrence Walls. Coach Walls.
Hi, how are you?
I am great. It is so good to see you. You look like you can go out there and hit a couple of guys right now, Coach Walls.
No, not really.
You don't think so?
No.
Coach Walls, I want to talk about your induction to the Hall of Fame. I'm going to get to that in just a second. But I want to ask you about your passion for children. Because, you know, to be able to coach young people, you have to have some type of passion. You can't just go out there just because on a whim. Tell me how that all began. Why did you decide to become a coach?
Well, I think it started a long time ago. I was passing by a field one day and saw some guys that had played football with me at Sumner High School, and they were coaching a little league team. And I went down to watch and got involved, and it all started there.
Wonderful. Do you think then, when you say that, that makes me think of kids, when I was growing up, they played outside all the time. Do you think that, especially for boys, they should at least try sports?
I think it's important that kids play outside. The worst thing that's happened to our kids are the video games. Because they sit inside and work their thumbs. They don't use their legs and run and do things anymore. So it's really hurting our kids, you know, because we used to play, and the kids that I coached used to play from the time they got up till they went to bed.
Wow. So you kept them engaged.
Oh, yeah.
And that keeps you out of trouble.
That's right.
So Coach, then tell me, why do you think it is then that nowadays so many kids shy away from, I know you said it's the video games, but Kareem Abdul-Jabbar recently was interviewed, and he said that when he was in college, he learned all the fundamentals. Nowadays, kids just want to go from high school to the pros. They don't want to take the time to learn. Do you think that has something to do with it?
Yes, I think they're looking for, you know, the success and the big bucks, and not the sacrifices that you have to make to get there. So they want it all now, and they don't want to work to do it.
Well, you know what? I know that you probably were a gentle giant, because I can tell in your demeanor that you're very caring, but I bet you could crack the whip and get them into shape, which you have to do with kids. And I understand even our very own executive producer, Andre Holman, was one of your players. And we also have some people in the audience that came just to support you, Coach, that played with you as well. So, you know, I'm just so happy they came out today to support you and honor you because you did were inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's awesome.
Well, you know, Andre and some of the young men that I'm looking at here were outstanding players. And, you know, all of the kids that I was involved with at Sumner High School, I have fond memories of, because they gave me everything they had, and we worked together and we built a tremendous program there.
Oh, I love that you're sharing with everyone else. What were some of your fondest memories? Can you tell me maybe one or two incidents?
Well, I think my fondest memories had to be, I guess, winning state championships, and we were fortunate enough to win 4 of them.
Woo!
And
wow.
But I think we finished second more than we won. So,
You kept getting there.
yeah, we kept getting there. Yeah, so it was a thrill.
So now you're inducted into the Missouri Hall of Fame. And just in case people don't understand that, they don't just give that invitation to anyone.
Oh, no.
You have to have a track record. And obviously you did. Tell me what that was like, being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
It was tremendous. I was inducted with Mel Gray and Emmett Smith and some other people. And I mean, it was just a tremendous weekend. And there were about 12 people that came up. I had a friend that came all the way from Washington, D.C., and I had a couple of people that came from Kansas City. 3 of my players were there, so it was just an outstanding weekend for me.
And what about your speech? Tell us about that. What did you talk about?
Well, it's one of those things where at the Missouri Hall of Fame, it's not drawn out. I went to a baseball writers dinner and I had to leave, it was so long. But when they induct you into the Missouri Hall of Fame, they tell you that you've got about 3 minutes. So it wasn't a long speech, you know. I merely wanted to let everyone know that at Sumner High School, I coached with a gentleman named Richard Perry. And Richard and I shared the duties at Sumner High School. He was the defensive coordinator, and I did the offense. And everything I did, without Richard, it wouldn't. We never would have been as successful as we were. So that's what I mostly talked about. I wanted everyone to know that everything that we had done at Sumner was a conglomeration between Richard and I.
That is so wonderful. Is he still alive?
Yes, he is.
Well, can you tell me about the misdirection offense you learned from Eddie Robinson?
Oh, now that was something I never will forget. We went down to Grambling to learn the offense, and Eddie told us to come down on the field and watch, and he was just such a tremendous person. And we had been there about 4 days, and we were there for the last day, and he said, "Coach, are you ready? Do you know the offense now?" And I said, "Yes, sir, I do." He said, "Now that you think you know, I'm going to teach you."
Really?
And if I had come home without him teaching me, I would have been as dumb as I was when I went down there.
Coach, that is fantastic. Now, did you do any trick plays?
No, we just, to some people it may have been tricked, but to us it was just our offense. That's what we did. It was just find the ball.
And you know what? My husband says that he used that football, he tells my boys all the time, to get him through life. Because team sports teaches you about life. Can you tell us how you think that sports teaches you about life?
Well, it teaches you that you have to sacrifice, you have to go out and really work hard to be successful. I used to tell my young men all the time that it's easy to lose. All you have to do is nothing. But if you want to win, you've got to put in the time and you've got to make the sacrifices. And that's what they did.
And you know what? When you tell them that, how does that carry over to their careers?
Right. And most of them are successful young men, and I'm very proud of them.
Oh, I know you are. We are proud of you, Coach. What a phenomenal legacy you're leaving. And you're still inspiring people even now with your speech and being on this show. Thank you so much. I wanted to, before I end the interview, though, I wanted to give you a chance to just say something to those kids right now who are in school playing football. And maybe they want to go further, but what would be a word of inspiration you would tell those young people who are playing right now?
Just stay dedicated and work hard and do exactly what your coach tells you to do.
All right. Well, that is a fantastic thing. That was a cheer. Rah! Did you hear that? That was a cheer.
Oh, yeah.
Coach, well, we know that people can go to the Most Sports Hall of Fame website and see some clips and some pictures of you, and that's a wonderful thing. So again, congratulations and much more success to you, and thank you so much for coming on and sharing your insight.
Thank you for having
Fantastic.
me.
We are so proud of you, Coach. Well, that's why he's in the Hall of Fame. He's a wonderful man as well as a coach, obviously. We're going to go over to Raina, who's in the audience with some more outstanding people. Raina?
Yeah, we do have a lot of outstanding people in the St. Louis area here, and I'm sitting with Michelle and Sheila from the Old North St. Louis Restoration Group. You know, Michelle, tell us what exactly that group is.
Well, the Old North St. Louis Restoration Group is a community organization based in Old North. It was founded in 1981, so they've been around for 31 years. It was developed as just a group of area residents who came together in order to sort of address what they saw at the time as the needs of their community. So they came together and they took over abandoned lots, and they have worked to restore old buildings. They've worked to beautify the neighborhood and redevelop green spaces. And another great project they've developed in the last 6 years is bringing the North City Farmers Market to the area, as well as Old North Grocery Co-op, the 13th Street Community Garden, and those are all efforts to enhance what was seen by community residents at the time was a lack of access to fresh fruits and vegetables, and so they developed these programs in order to just kind of bring those resources back to their neighborhood and to the surrounding areas around them. So.
Great. And if you want to know what you can do for your neighborhood, this is in your neighborhood, wherever it is, just take a walk down by Crown Candy. You know that area right around there? That's Old North St. Louis that we're talking about, and all the restoration that's going on down there on North Market, right down from Crown Candy. It's beautiful, and it can be in your neighborhood too. Now I want you to talk a little bit about the garden and the vegetables and why that's so important.
Well, as you know, there's a lot of problems with people in America being obese and having weight issues. So we, at Old North St. Louis Restoration Group, we're putting together the farmers market where people can come down, have fresh fruits and vegetables, and it's all locally grown. So that's like a big, huge step.
So who can come and get these fresh fruits and vegetables?
Oh, everybody. You can, I can, everyone.
And when can we get them?
Well, the market, it will be June 2nd through October 13th this year, the season.
So we're getting the vegetables ready right now, but as soon as they're ready, then everyone, and you want everyone to come and participate. You want everyone to come and get those fresh fruits and vegetables in their system.
That's right, yeah. The market's held every Saturday, so in order to make it accessible as much as possible, it's held every Saturday from 9 to noon. Crown Candy Kitchen brings in a great amount of people from all over the St. Louis area and even, throughout the United States and probably internationally as well.
So when they go get some candy, they can come and get some fresh fruits and vegetables too. Now you've got a big event coming up, your annual trivia night, the second annual one. So can we get you to tell us a little bit about that so we can get some people out to your event?
Sure. Well, the trivia night is coming up April 14th, and it's going to be a huge event. What we're doing is having people come so that we can raise funds for the 13th Street Garden as well as the North City Farmers Market.
Wonderful. So there's a great opportunity for you to do something for your community and yourself. I heard it's for families and so on and everything too. So get out there, and I am going to, actually, we've got something to give away. We got something to give away. They brought me a jar full of really cool names. How about you reach in there and pull a name out for me, Michelle? You want me to tell you what you're winning? We're giving away 4 tickets to see Bring It On at the Fox. And there was a Smash movie. Now it's at the Fox as a play. And who is our lucky winner? Our lucky winner is Orlando. Where's Orlando? Well, congratulations, Orlando. We'll get those tickets to you in a moment. And I don't want you to go anywhere because we've got a lot more entertainment and excitement coming up for you. And up next is Tracy Berry McGee.
There's nothing surrounding me. All that I found is nothing is the same. And I wonder if we'll ever open eyes to.
Welcome back to Best of the STL. We bring you the best from all over St. Louis. And joining me now is Nikole Shurn-Perkins of Envy Showroom Boutique down on Washington Avenue, which stands for Nikole's Vision.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, Nikole is bringing her vision to Best of the STL tonight. In a different way, though, talk about the Fairy Glam Project.
The Fairy Glam Project is a program that I started about 4 years ago. What we do is grant prom wishes, one dress at a time. We all have those dresses in the back of our closet that we've only worn once. And so I wanted the opportunity to give girls a chance that maybe wouldn't be able to afford to go to prom, attend their prom from donations and gently used dresses from donors.
It's a great idea because I know many high school students who have been prevented from that because there's a lot of costs associated with it, not just the dresses, the tickets to prom and everything else. Now, Girls Inc., talk about how you're partnering with Girls Inc.
Girls Inc., this is our second year. We host a prom expo where it actually takes place April 1st, next Sunday. Girls are able to come and pick out dresses from their price from $10 to $30. $30 is like brand new, tag still attached. And we have guest speakers, Anika Porter from Magic 104.9, the personality, she's our MC, and Miss Tracy Williams, the wife of Aeneas Williams, the former Rams player. She's our keynote speaker, speaking about abstinence, and we just want to provide an outlet for girls while they're getting pretty and everything, but still giving them life skills and things that they can go on in life and kind of, you know, have a conscience about as the night of prom, because, you know, some things can occur that evening, but we want to make sure that we keep it positive.
That's right, and
yes.
they're feeling confident and,
Exactly.
and loved in a good way
good
from the
way.
inside out. So all the information, if you know a young lady who might be in need of a prom dress, the Fairy Glam Project is going to be hosting the prom event or expo on April 1st from 2 to 5 p.m. and it's actually going to be held where?
At Girls Inc., it's located at 3801 Nelson Drive, right in, I guess it's off of Natural Bridge at Lucas and Hunt.
Perfect. Yes. So, and then also, if you get all the details and more information about the Fairy Glam Project as well as the Prom Expo, you can visit fairyglamproject.myevent.com or call 621-0029. Nikole, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
You know what? You're doing a really great thing.
Thank you.
I'm sure it's very rewarding.
It is.
Speaking of rewards, you know, Raina has got handfuls of rewards as she works with Chef E in the kitchen, right, Raina?
I am feeling so rewarded right now. It's too bad you guys don't have smell-o-vision, but you guys can smell this, can't you? Oh, it smells so good in here. I want to eat something. What do you have ready to eat?
Well,
I'm sorry, what?
What I have ready, we don't have anything ready to eat right now, but what we're preparing here is rice, and you say you're quite handy in the kitchen yourself, huh?
I love my kitchen, but what are you doing? What's
Well,
going
what
on
I'm
here?
doing right now is I'm going to show you guys how to make the perfect rice. It's very, very simple. What I'm doing now is I'm sauteing a little onion, and you can use whatever oil you like, but I like using grapeola oil because the flavors won't transfer. You can use butter, margarine, whatever you want to do. It doesn't really matter about the flavor. This is about technique. Okay, so what I want you to do, remember, rice is always 2 to 1. 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water, or stock or whatever. Flavor your stock. However you want your stock to taste,
But Chef,
flavor it.
what stock? If they don't know what stock is, what stock?
Get you some water, season it till you like the way it tastes.
That stock?
That's stock.
Okay.
I mean, you know what I mean? We can go into boiling
can just
down
go-
vegetables or whatever. You can do all that,
Or
but
they can just go buy
all stock
something.
is
Right,
is seasoned
right.
water.
Okay, okay.
That's it. There ain't no.
Okay.
So, I mean, for real. I mean, you know, you can get in all these chef terminology, get your mirepoix and all that kind of stuff, but I lose you. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I've got a couple cups of rice here, and I've got my oil and my onions are being translucent. I added a little rosemary just in the stock.
Translucent. What does that mean?
Clear.
Okay, thank you.
You can see through.
Just checking.
Okay,
Just checking.
okay. And I'm just going to add that. Now, when you add your rice, I want you to, this is the only time you're going to stir your rice. I want you to just stir it, and I want you to coat it like you would a pasta in oil. Okay? And get that nice and coated. Okay? Now, once you do that, you got your stock there hot. Remember, 2 to 1, so if I dump this in there, how many I need? 2 of them. Yeah, that's easy. We got 1, and that's really, and when that water hits the bottom of that pan, and I'm just gonna add another one because those were like a half. Once the water hits the bottom of that pan, it's gonna stir it up and break it loose.
I like how you measure.
Cover that rice. Leave it alone. Go do something else.
That's it?
That's it. You will have perfect rice in about 10 minutes.
Well, how high is the heat?
Well, we're gonna turn the heat off.
That's it?
You're done. You can set this aside. You can go bake the
Okay,
bread. You can go
wait,
barbecue.
though.
You can go out there with the kids.
So
you
wait,
can,
what kind of rice is that
This is
then?
basmati rice. You don't want to do this with instant rice. See, let's talk about food for a minute. Let's talk about food for a minute. Let's get out. You know what I'm saying? Let's get real with it. Let's talk about food for a minute. Now we can play with flavors. And food is a matter of taste, but service is a matter of requirement. Now, this technique here will give you perfect rice. If you go and you start buying this instant stuff, you're not cooking. You might well go on in one of them supermarkets and pick up something and go have fun and worry about the situation later. More trips with Chef E, less trips to the pharmacy. I guarantee you, because I get it from the land to the plate. And that's the way you do it. You understand what I'm saying?
All right, well, I want to know what else you have going on.
Okay, now what else we got going on here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let y'all know, on in a little secret now. I got a call about 2 o'clock to do this show. Right.
That looks cooked.
So I had some.
I got mine at 3.
I had some.
I got my call at 3. Just kidding. Just kidding.
You ain't nothing to do. You already fine. Anyway, she came ready. You see what I'm saying? Get up. No, what I got here is some brisket.
Compose.
Okay, it's beef brisket, but I did a little trick in it because I really don't like cooking with beef. I'm a bison man. Bison is leaner, it has more protein, and it's easier to digest than beef. So if you've never had bison, you probably wouldn't tell. If I told you beef, you'd say it was beef, you know. And what I've done is I made some of my buffalo mild sauce. And if the camera can get over in here, most barbecue sauces that you taste have a sweetener added to it. I don't. I grill my pineapples, I squeeze mandarin oranges, and I extract the sugars from them, and then I peel it. You don't peel the pineapple, then grill it.
We can do that? We can make this?
You can make that.
Okay.
Don't grill the pineapple when you do it. I mean, don't peel it. Take the pineapple whole, take the stem off, put it on the grill when you're doing your meat. Let it get to about 120 degrees internal temperature. Let it sit in a glass bowl overnight. Watch all that juice come out of it. You're gonna have sweet sugar, just like with your potatoes. Never boil a potato, bake a potato. Sweet potatoes, anything that you want to bring the sugars out, you want to caramelize them. That way you don't have to use all this processed sugar.
Okay.
We want to stay away from that stuff because it makes us, you know, people say don't trust a skinny chef. Well, I ain't skinny, I got plenty to work with. What y'all about? What?
I'm just saying, did you say you turned that off?
That's all.
Looks
Well,
like
the heat from
it's still
the heat.
cooking.
Well, it's off.
It's still cooking.
But
I'm
see,
just
the
making
heat
sure.
from your stove,
Okay.
the heat from the pan
All right.
is going to cook it, and it's going to be done.
Well, while we watch this cook, we've got to go to Ivy, who's in the audience. So let's go to Ivy. We'll check this out, and we'll come back and see what's happening here in a little bit.
We'll serve you up.
There you go, Ivy.
That's good.
Hey there, I am in the audience. You know what I just love about Chef E is that he likes to keep it real, and everything he does is organic or has a healthy spin to it. So we love having him on the show. And Bonita is joining me here, and she's really enjoying Chef E also, aren't you?
I am. He's great.
Yeah, and I'm sure that'll bring you back to the show too now that you've been here for the first time.
Yes, ma'am. I will come back again.
I love to hear that. Well, how about if we sweeten the deal, not with pineapple, but a $35 Sam's Club card?
That sounds good to me. I'll take it.
I love it. Well, I'd like to give it to you, but you get to answer this trivia question first. It's a 50-50 chance. We got a true-false question today. And here is your question, Bonita. With the height of 630 feet, the Gateway Arch is the tallest monument in the United States. Would you say that's true or false? We know it's 630 feet.
True.
And you are right. Yes, $35 Sam's Club, and you enjoy every minute of that and have a good time with that. You are welcome. You are welcome. We're glad that Bonita's here. We're glad Chef E's here, and we're glad that you're tuning in today. And we've got a whole lot of great show coming up, and Cassandra's going to introduce us to our next guest.
I love it when our guests win, Ivy. And you're right, Chef E is adding a class to our show. As a matter of fact, I wrote down no more instant rice. Gotta remember that. All right, our next guest is dedicated to building self-esteem and developing purpose in girls and women. Through her wellness center, the NIA Group STL, her goals are becoming reality. Here to tell us more, please help us welcome Tracy Berry McGee.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. I see you got the memo on the head wrap.
Yes.
Tracy, I am so pleased to have this opportunity to interview you. Can you tell me about your passion and your mission?
Well, my purpose really is to inspire girls to find their self. And the only way that you can inspire them is to act as an example. And so we do that through the NIA group, which is focusing on prevention, intervention, and awareness through therapy, through our nonprofit organization, Sister Keeper, and through awareness by communicating how you're supposed to act in the community through community awareness.
Tracy, does this come from, because it sounds like it's coming from your soul, something maybe you went through as a child or something that you wished you had as a child? Because as you know, I've written a book about for young people in general, but girls tend to gravitate to it. Yes. And I wrote that out of a need in my own life.
Absolutely, and mine was very similar. When you are raised in a community where a lot of times people don't see the inside and they label you by looking at who you are. I dealt with self-esteem issues with people saying your lips are too big, you can scoop ice cream, or those type of things, as if sticks and stones don't break your bones, but words do, but they do. And so you lose your voice and you start going inside yourself. And it was important to me to make sure that girls knew you need to have a voice. So that was important, and that's where Sister Keeper started, which is our prevention program.
So Sister Keeper obviously deals with young women, and we're going to talk about that. But first, answer this question to me: why girls? Is it because the image for girls on everything plastered on TV and everything is always perfect figure, eyes, hair, and more so than boys? Why girls? And then tell us about Sister Keeper.
Well, I think for me, being raised by a mother in a community where it took a village, I know the importance of being a role model. And a lot of times we see that our girls emulate media. And they don't need to emulate media. They really need to see the women in their community that are doing what it is that they need to do to walk that walk. So I know that I have a husband who can work with boys, and he can show my son what it is to do to be a man. But I have to show girls what it is to be a woman. And so it was important for me to be a role model and do gender-specific groups with just girls.
Wonderful.
That's how you break the cycle.
Yes, yes, and you do it well.
Thank
you.
you.
So Sister Keeper, tell us about it.
Well, Sister Keeper is a nonprofit organization. We focus on building self-awareness, diversity, and leadership skills. And we do it through poetry and through journaling. It's the prevention portion. It's school-based and community-based. So we're in a variety of different schools, as well as we have community membership. It started in my basement in 2002, and now it's local, nationally, and globally known. We have it in Germany, in Africa, in New Mexico, and it just keeps going. It just keeps going.
Awesome. Tracy, that's
But it's not about me.
Right, it's needed.
Yes.
You're feeling a need.
Yes.
So tell me about the Wellness Center and therapy. Why? Because growing up, you think therapy, you think crazy people.
Right.
But now we know that it's for people to make people whole.
Absolutely.
It's a way to get out what's in. Tell us how you use therapy for girls.
Well, actually, our center is a wellness center. We call it NIA Group because NIA means purpose in Swahili. The group is because it's a collective group of therapists, and we focus on interpersonal counseling for women and girls, and we do couples. But the bottom line is there is a stigma that therapy is for weak people. But if you're not living your life to the fullest, you're not living. And if you have issues, so many times we go to what I call women in the neighborhood, or my aunt, or my cousin, or my pastor. And we may have some of the answers, but they're going to be judgmental because they know you. But when you go in a confidential environment, then you can let those things out, and you can allow that healing process to begin. So that's the therapeutic part. That's the intervention part, the individual counseling. And we only serve women and girls, and we do have other therapists that do couples. But the bottom line is, if you're not living your life to the fullest, you're not living. And mental health is just as important as looking good, and your hair being right, and your nails. Everything needs to be right, the whole body.
Right, exactly. Because mentally, if you're off, everything else will be off anyway.
Right.
You're walking around thinking you're looking fly, people are like, okay, you're crazy.
And people will say things to you like, oh my gosh, you know what, this is happening in my life, and this is happening, and it's because this person and this person. And I always say, sometimes the issue is you. And you have to look at yourself and figure out what's going on. And we have to do that for ourselves as women. And so that's why we call it a wellness center, because it's not about having issues all the time. It's about being well. And so you can come every week, you can come every other week, and it's affordable. We have sliding fee scales. We take Medicaid, all of those things. So
Wonderful. And tell us about your summer program.
our summer program, it's very exclusive. It's called Camp Nia. We're only taking 24 girls because we want to make sure that it speaks to girls who don't traditionally like the regular day camp. And there are so many programs out there for girls, and they're great. All of our programs are great. We need more. But this program is exclusively focusing on journaling, field experiences. We're going to do some exercising, some aerobics. But most importantly, we're going to also have a book of the month that we will focus on. But it's 6 weeks. It's for middle school girls. We all know that middle school girls lose their voice, and they tend to be at home by themselves because they can. But parents are patterned behavior parents. They go to work at a certain time, they come home, and your daughter's sitting at home alone. Although there are great programs that they can also become mentors, this program allows them to still grow because we're continuously growing. So I think that it's going to help our community because it's needed. So many times our parents say, she's just not ready to be at home alone 8 hours.
Right. Oh, and I'm looking forward to it, and I'm in. I'm going to come help out.
Thank
all right.
you.
I'm looking
Thank
forward
you.
to it. Tracy, you are such an inspiration. Thank you so much. Absolutely. You're welcome. The NIA Group, STL, 314-831-LIFE is the number they can get in touch with you. So the 24, for the program for the 24 girls, is it full already?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Awesome. So you heard that. You can get in touch with her still and hopefully become a part of it.
And just briefly, you also can come to our community-based program every third Friday and every first Friday of the month. Everything is on the website.
Thank you so much. So check out the website. Thank you so much,
Thank
Tracy.
you. Thank
We're going
you.
to go to a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have Robert Jones. So stay with us and don't go away. Tracy,
Take this moment from honors. Recognize the blood we've shed. Not taking the changes. Like a better off dead. Now watching them. Time to have a mess.
welcome back to the show. Now, I am here with Anika Porter, and she's with Fitness with Anika. Fitness with Anika. Thank you so much, Anita, for coming.
Yes, thank you, Cassandra, for having me.
Now, Anika, in your lap, I want to talk about real quickly. You have a weight loss success story.
Yes.
Show us what you brought with you.
These are the pants of one of my clients before, and she was a size 24, almost 300 and so pounds. She's now currently in a size 10, 12, and she's right up under 200 pounds. Wow. And she's been training for like a year with myself, and she's lost close to 100 pounds.
That is fabulous, Anika. Fabulous. Anika, what I like about your company and your story is that you say you work with women of different sizes. You're not trying to get that pencil thin. You're trying to work with shapes and letting women be women. Tell us about it.
Yes, we work with what we call a shapely woman because I'm shapely myself.
Beautifully.
And we just believe that becoming healthy and fit is more of a lifestyle approach versus dieting and applying pressure to our clients mentally or physically. So we're really caring at Fitness with Anika. We're very edifying to our clients. And then we also encourage them, and there's a whole support system that goes along with helping them to lose weight. And as anyone knows who's ever tried to be fit or healthy, losing weight could be an extremely challenging project.
Absolutely, and Anika, right now is, the weather's warming up, and so you were telling me it's a good time to get out and get moving. Didn't you say step by step?
Yes, we recommend that anybody that wants to become healthier or be more fit, just relieve the pressure from yourself. There's always hope. Just take small, simple, consistent steps over a period of time, and then just watch your life change and where you develop such a zest for living.
What is it, do you think, should you start with your eating first, your exercise first? If someone's watching this right now and saying, Anika, I hear you, but I don't even know where to begin.
Right. I just recommend that you start where you're strong at and where you're confident at and take small steps. I wouldn't recommend going out, buying a boatload of new foods that you really have never experienced or joining a gym right off the bat, I would just recommend small, consistent steps. Start educating yourself about the project, the process, and then finding out where you're strong at and what's fun for you. Because one of the benefits of becoming more healthy and fit is it relieves stress. So we don't want the process to be a stressful one.
Absolutely, and I think people will quit easily too if they're not having fun.
I agree, yes.
So Anika, how can they get a hold of you so they can say, I want to follow her program?
Sure, they can call me at 314-226-5985.
All right, and do you have a website, Anika?
We do. It's fitness with WITH, Anika, ANIKA.com.
Anika, thank you so much for coming on. You're such a lovely lady. I mean, who wouldn't want to train with you? You look wonderful from the inside out, obviously. You're doing the right things. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Cassandra.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Anika, make sure you go to the website and check it out. So now we're going to go to Ivy, who, with that music, the way it's getting us pumped, we can all exercise tonight. Ivy?
That's right. They certainly know how to shake up a room. Here they are performing an original song, A Message from Martyrs.
You made your towers fall to raging ignorance. You built a nation of fear to reap your benefit. One nation under your God, we stood up fighting. Never wanted to walk to line your pocket. Take your life, all they count is no surprise. It's just a show. I hope you know it's all a lie. Rest on the line! Taking life and killing friends. That's how it starts, that's how it ends. It's just a show. Don't you know? You sold your country out for you to murder. You many people that died to build your empire. A new system control to keep the sheep in line. Your new system of war to grow the masses. All that counts is no surprise. It's just a show. I hope you know it's all a lie. It's just a lie. Taking life, yeah, taking friends. It's how it's done. It's how it ends. It's just a show. I hope you know. Listen, hypocrites, lies and counterfeits. Listen, hypocrites, lies and counterfeits.
That's right, a message from martyrs. And we've got Mike Myers, excuse me, and David Long joining me now. All right, guys, how do we describe or define that genre of music?
It's kind of like a hardcore mixed with an electronic dubstep and alternative.
Yeah, it definitely is. I grew up in the age of grunge. Remember when that was coming out? And yeah, Mike loves grunge. So, but let's talk about what's on the horizon for you guys. Some very exciting things, right?
Actually, we're getting ready to hit a big tour. We're going to hit the lower 48 here in about a couple weeks, actually, like 3-4 weeks now. We're going out on tour with some big name bands.
Yeah, that's exciting. You've just recorded an album also?
Yeah, we just got done recording at Encapsulated Studios where Greek Fire and the guys from Story of the Year record at. We're supposed to have something back by the end of the week, hopefully.
Very exciting. Now, is there a big following for A Message from Martyrs here in St. Louis or where?
Yeah, I mean, there's a big following for this music in general, basically. Right. So, yeah,
right.
absolutely.
You guys actually look like everybody, every single, it's a big group. Looks like they're having a great time. You can definitely tell you're having fun.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And we can't tell what you're saying, but I think it's important, right?
Well, I guess I'm not doing my job right then.
No, you're doing it great. We love it. You guys, we can tell it sounds great. I definitely don't want you to hear me to say that. That's not what it means at all, but it seems like it's a passion, and it's wonderful. Check out A Message from Martyrs on Facebook. Real quick, guys, the name. I got to know where it came from, what it means.
Okay, so it's actually an acronym. The acronym is AMFM. It's on every stereo across the nation. It's on every stereo across the world. So it's just a way that people can relate it to something and it sticks in their head.
Well, also, I mean, to add on that, I mean, like a martyr is somebody that dies for what they believe in. So, like, this is a message from us. We give everything for
Mike
this.
and I've been doing this for a long time. These guys have too, and hopefully we can live up to the name.
That's exactly it is your passion, and it definitely comes through in your art. Thank you guys for being here with us. Our next guest, actually, Cassandra is going to introduce us to our next guest, who's also got a little bit of musical background and talent to help out our kids.
Thank you so much, Ivy. Thank you, band, as well. Ivy, you're correct. After learning of some grim statistics based on grade school test scores, our next guest found inspiration to make a difference. He has developed a variety of programs to meet the needs of at-risk youth while making education fun. So please help us welcome the founder of You Make It Happen, Mr. Robert Jones. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome, Robert. You know, when I take my hat off, my hair looks just like that.
Oh, wow.
I like that. I'm
Thank you.
digging that.
Me too. My daughter did it for me.
Did she really? I
Hook
like
me
it.
up.
Yeah, you know, can I get her number after the show?
Sure,
I'm just
sure
saying.
can.
Robert, I want to know, we talked a little bit about the grim statistics, but tell me, what was it that made you say, I got to do something?
No, I'm a single dad, so when my son and daughter was like 4 and 5, they was going to a school called Seaway Elementary, and I would go in and be an active dad. So I was seeing that the kids was having a hard time learning, and at the time I had a record company, and I was really doing a lot of street music. So I said, you know what, man, what if I decide to just change this flip the whole script and do something like educational? Let's bring fun back to education. And it kind of went from there.
Wow. So basically, it just came from a need and a talent.
Yep.
So tell us about the hip-hop education then.
Well, you know, when you learn in a more of a hip hop way, because kids learn by visual and talking to each other. So I started like, okay, well, if I do this can be something that we can have fun doing and get the kids up, because all kids don't want to sit down and learn.
Right. So adults either.
But with the hip hop music, they was more geared to want to learn about what they was being taught.
Now, Robert, so you're a little bit younger than me, but when I grew up, on Saturdays, the cartoons were music.
Yeah.
You know, we the people in order to form a perfect union. I learned about the preamble, my nouns, my adverbs, my exclamation points, all of that.
So I'm on nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs.
Exactly.
Right now. And what I liked about when I was coming up, it was, remember Schoolhouse Rock?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
okay.
that was my thing.
Yes.
So I just want to kind of reinvent that wheel in a sense, so the kids can have a fun way of learning because of the predictions of beds that's being made in the penitentiary off 3rd and 4th grade map test scores that us as parents, we don't really realize that. So
say that again.
The statistics of penitentiaries, the beds that's being made, in a penitentiary off 3rd and 4th grade map test scores.
Wow, that's deep.
I wanted to bring fun back to education.
And you're doing that, Robert.
Yes, I am.
Why do you think mentors are so important?
It's really important because a lot of our kids, a lot of our kids don't have dads in their life. And like I said, by me being a single father, I think being able to relate to other people's kids in a sense is like, okay, this is something that I really like to do. I have a passion for it. If I can stop one little girl from getting pregnant and one little dude picking up a gun, I feel I'm doing my job. So that's something I really wanted to. I just wanted to mentor kids and tell them for every action there's a reaction. For every reaction there are consequences, regardless if it's good or bad. But today kids do not really respect that. So I wanted to mentor them and tell them, man, for your choices that you make, it's a consequence for those actions.
And sometimes they can't really understand that at where they are. Right. But we know that 10 years from now, you're going to really understand it. You're trying to prevent that 10 years from now being a disaster.
Exactly. So what I'm doing now, I have more of a mentoring chess initiative program at Peabody Elementary.
I do not know how to play chess.
I will teach you.
They didn't bring it into my neighborhood, Robert. You
I
got my back?
I got your back.
All right, tell me about the
I
initiative.
was shocked that a lot of our African Americans really don't play chess.
Yes.
But then I found out the other day that one of our African Americans won a whole chess tournament, a big chess tournament. But what it is me going into there, really telling them about my life, the choices that I made for about a half hour, and then I teach them about how to play chess, because chess is a game of life.
It is.
So I compare that to chess. And the kids related good, and we have fun doing it. When I first started, some of the kids like, man, it's boring. I don't want to do it. Mr. Jones, do I got to? Can I go back to my class?
I want to play dominoes.
Well, they don't know how to play dominoes,
Oh, man.
but you know, once they got the hang of it, learned all the pieces, the name of the pieces, and how the pieces move, they was more intrigued. Like, okay, now I'm getting a principal calling me like, hey, Mr. Jones, would you be here? Because the kids, man, they own me about you coming. So
that's awesome. It's a thinking game too.
Yes, it's more a strategic strategy game. It's a thinking game. It's a brain tool.
Oh, that's
that you can utilize about choices and consequences.
I love it, Robert. Robert, you know what? We could talk all day long, but I'm going to have to end the interview. But please give out your information. How can people get in touch with you?
They can go to www.theletterumakeithappen.org, or they can contact me right there for real.
Right.
But what I would like the viewers to do is go to YouTube or go to the website to see the educational music video.
Okay.
It's awesome video. The kids love it.
All right, and is it under You Make It Happen on YouTube?
Yeah.
All right.
Just type in I Know My Verbs.
And you can come back on the show and talk more about it, Robert. Would you do
love
that?
to.
Robert, thank you so much. Robert Jones! Wonderful! So proud of you. Thank you.
Okay.
You know what? Raina and Ivy are in the kitchen with Chef E, and you know that's going to be fun. So Robert and I are going to go over there and join them too. Raina, Ivy?
Okay, we're with the finishing touches on this rice, right, Chef E?
We got our forks ready.
All right, you're ready. Raina's ready. So Chef E's going to put the finishing touches on the rice.
Well, I want to show everybody.
All right.
Okay, now as you noticed, as we were cooking the rice, I didn't stir it. I didn't do anything to it. I just took the lid off, and that's what's gonna happen. And then your rice, when you take it up, it should be light and fluffy.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Go ahead.
All right, he's going to add some cheese.
Now come on, all these women.
I know.
Hook
me up.
We're hurrying.
For the rice.
Right.
What you
You need a plate?
All right, aren'tyoухungry.com. You can call him at 368-7013. Look at this. He's adding the final touches, which is the Chef E.
The Chef E cheese.
Chef E cheese.
He
and
made-
I tell you
You
what,
can put that on a car bumper.
All right, it is good.
He
Chef
made
E,
it.
He made it. In fact, once you get a load of this cheese, you're going to want to find out where you can buy it. So you want to contact Chef E at 368-7013. Chef E, thanks for coming on. And I want to thank all of our guests this evening as well.
All right, well, thank you.
And we'd like to thank our sponsors and our audience at home and right here in our studio.
Absolutely. You know, we're going to let our band, A Message from Martyrs, take us home. Thank you, band, and thank you, everyone. Bye.